Alright, this is probably long overdue, but let's talk flashes and blinds. More so, how to use them effectively. But before that, let's get one thing straight. The differences between flashes and blinds is probably obvious, but I've met players who don't know the difference. So, flashes are the abilities that sort of pop instantaneously and completely take away vision. Blinds serve a similar purpose in obscuring vision, but they provide a different effect that Valorant calls nearsighting. And as the name suggests, instead of completely removing your vision, it just makes it so that you can only see like 2 feet in front of you, but the effect lasts for longer. Again, similar purposes but different uses. So I want to first cover what it means to throw effective flashes. As you climb, simply chucking a flash in the air won't do it for you anymore. You're going to start facing players that are able to dodge and look away, rendering your flashes useless. So to counter that, you're going to need to execute flashes in a way that gives the enemy little to no time to react. This technique is called popflashing. Let's look at the difference here between a normal flash and a pop flash. You can see how much faster the pop flash activates when it enters line of sight. The quote-unquote normal flash has a much longer travel time that gives the enemy time to turn away. Now keep in mind that unlike blinds, flashes only obscure vision for a short moment, so to capitalize and get value, you're gonna have to swing alongside it. It's really powerful to peek at the same time as your flash activates because it forces the enemy to either get flashed or look away and risk getting shot in the back. It's a win-win for you either way. Now it's different for every agent that has a flash ability, so here's some quick general tips that I recommend. For Phoenix, it's a little unconventional, but flashing the other way and away from the enemy allows you to walk in front of your flash and peek at the same time as it pops. For Skye, it's a similar story, but you have the liberty to be more creative. For example, you can toss your flash high and behind you, and as you swing out to peek the enemy, you can pop it while they're all facing you. For Kayo, the underhand flash is super strong in almost any scenario. So rather than throwing the flash high, try underhand tossing it and walking out at the same time. This works like 99% of the time if you do it right. For Yoru, it might take a little getting used to, but try bouncing it off the ground so that when it enters a line of sight for the enemy, it'll pop instantly. As for Breach, well, in my opinion, it takes too long to pull out your weapon in time before the flash wears off, so if you're playing Breach, try flashing for your teammates instead. Okay, let's move on to effective blinding. As of now, there's only 2 agents who have a projectile blind, Reyna and Omen. One of the common mistakes that I see with Reyna players is that they cast their blind around headshot level, where players are already aiming at by default, and so they can break the blind easily. So instead, when you throw your Reyna blind, try to throw it in a way that displaces the enemy's crosshair, either placing it lower on the ground or way higher into the sky. Here's me getting destroyed by a high Reyna blind. See how I had to look all the way up to shoot his blind? And in that moment, he peeks and takes me down. For Omen, I'm gonna be honest here and say that I'm not the biggest fan of his blind. With that being said though, yes, it's powerful in certain situations, but there's too many different situations to take into account, so for now, let's talk about how to get the most value out of his blinds. Essentially, it has a thick and long travel distance, and it goes through any obstacle, so the most effective way of using his blinds is to try and cast it towards an area that covers a lot of ground. Think Ascent A main, Haven A and C retake, Bind A short and Hookah. Places like that I think make the most out of Omen's blinds. That's all I wanted to cover regarding effective flashes and blinds. I get that a majority of you guys probably already knew all of this, but I wanted to create a short guide for any newer players just picking up the game. With that being said, if you have more tips and helpful advice, feel free to leave some in the comments so that others can learn more. Alright, see you around.
You hear him? Oh, he's so near dead. You gotta right click. Nice, well played. Oh my god, you actually did it. Right, close right, close right, close right, close right.
One enemy remaining.
Close right. I'm not sure.